I recently had to come up with a mandolin solo for a bluegrass tune that I was learning, and after I'd come up with the solo, I realized that I was using this particular scale as the foundation for my entire solo. This scale is the blues scale, and so I thought, you know what, might as well just teach it to you guys, because I'm sure some of you are also coming up with your own solos, improvising over bluegrass music, over whatever type of music you enjoy playing. And so this scale can be used in many different genres, and I'm going to walk you through step by step how to make this scale so that then you can take those steps and apply those to whatever key you want to play in. So before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button down below. Okay, so we are going to learn the major blues scale. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a key. I'm going to pick the key of D major, but remember, all of these steps can be applied to any other key. But today, we're going to be talking in the key of D major. So if you're not familiar with the key of D major, in the key of D we have two sharps. Those sharps are F sharp and C sharp. Now how we figure this out is the formula for making any major scale is we take the root of the scale and then we do a sequence of either whole steps or half steps. The formula for creating a major scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Those of course being whole steps and then half steps. So if we do that in the key of D, we have our D note as our root, as the very base of our scale. So we have D. We're going to go up one whole step. That gets us to E. We're going to go up another whole step. So E to F sharp is a whole step. Again, that's where we get our F sharp from because it's a whole step up from the E note. Now we do a half note, which is G. We go up another whole step to A. Another whole step to B. Another whole step, and this is where we get our C sharp. And then last but not least is our half step. So that is the sequence for creating any major scale. So here is a D major scale with no alterations, every single note, starting from D, going all the way up to another D. Okay, so this is our D major scale, and we are going to derive the blues scale from the notes in this D major scale. We need to do a little tweaking first. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make this major scale a pentatonic scale. Now, if you don't know what a pentatonic scale is, that is totally okay. It sounds complicated, but it's actually not. It's actually simpler than the D major scale. You might be able to guess the pentatonic scale has 5 notes, and those notes are the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 6 of the D major scale. And when I say those numbers, basically I'm putting a number to every note in the D major scale. So the D would be our 1. The second note of the scale is an E, so that's going to be our second note. The third note of a D major scale is F sharp. That's going to be our third note. Then we're going to skip the fourth, so we're not going to play the G. We're going to skip right to the fifth note, which is A. We're going to play the fifth note and then the sixth note, which is B. And then we'll be back up to our D one more time. So here is the D major pentatonic scale. So that scale in itself, the major pentatonic scale, is super helpful. You can use this to create solos, to play in many different keys, because it is only 5 notes. It's really easy to remember, it's really easy to learn, and it's actually pretty easy to play. And I actually have a whole separate video on that, so if you are interested, I will link it down below. But let's continue, because we still haven't gotten to our blues scale yet. So now that we have the major pentatonic scale, all we have to do to make this a blues scale is to add 1 note. That note is going to be the flat 3, okay? So we're adding a note that is normally not in the key of D major. And that's what gives the blues scale its unique sound. We're going to find the 3 of our D major scale. So we have D, E, F sharp. Okay, F sharp is our 3rd. So we're going to need to flatten that note. So we're going to lower it by 1/2 step. That's what flat means. It means to lower a note 1/2 step, okay? So our F sharp is we're going to lower that to become an F natural, or just a plain old F. And that's going to give us our D major blues scale. So I'll go ahead and play that for you. Okay, so we actually have 6 notes total, right? Because we have the D, E, F, F sharp, and then A, B. And then our D is repeated at the top. So that is the whole scale, literally. That is it. It's that simple. You can do this to any other key to create the blues scale of that key. So if I speed this scale up, it sounds really fun, very bluegrassy. So adding that 1 extra note really takes the pentatonic scale up a level, and we have this really fun, unique sounding blues scale. Now the cool thing about this is we can use this in solos and improvisation in a whole bunch of different ways, in licks in between chords, in between like a verse and a chorus. You can do this to transition between songs, and you don't always have to play the notes in the scale order, meaning you don't always have to start at the D and go up the scale. You can mix and match these notes to create your own really fun sound. So here are a couple examples of me just spontaneously playing around with this D major blues scale. Really fun to noodle around with. So just have fun with it, experiment with it, play the notes in different sequences, in different orders, play the scale, just get it to where you feel really comfortable with it, and then you can start incorporating it into songs, into solos. And in that little clip that I played, just was playing around with this scale, I did end up going past the notes that I showed you guys, but if we go past the scale, we just repeat those notes. We just repeat the scale in the exact same order. So from the bottom of the scale, if you wanted to keep going, we just do the same thing. So this would be our 1, D would be our 1. So we would start here, D. Then we get to our 2, which is E. And then we have, it's a little out of tune. So E is our second note, and then we have our flat 3, which would be F, our 3, our 5, and that is as high as I went in that previous clip. But you can continue to go up the neck with this, 5, 6, back to that D. So You can take this, do with it what you will. So you can take this and apply it to whatever key you wish, but hopefully you found this helpful. This is a super fun scale, one that I use quite often, especially in bluegrass music. It's really helpful to know. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. That really helps me out. And I will see you guys in my next video.